Yeah, so guys, on this beautiful sunny day today, I've just had a few people asking me the same kind of question, like, hey Chooks, like how did you manage to get into being a jewelry designer? Because we know you as a jeweler before. Like how is the difference? What have you found that is different? What do you find is challenging? So I just thought I'll just do a brief little explanation into that. Like what I would say is this, right? I was a jeweler in Hatton Garden for a number of years. I first started making grills, then I was able to move on to making custom jewelry. Then I was moved on to be able to sell luxury watches. Now, this is a blueprint that I personally feel I created at the time. I was a young guy there doing my thing. There's a few other peers that I know that were doing their thing as well. But for me, at the time, anyone that knows me that was getting into grills knew that I do grills. I'm the grills guy. I used to do a lot of grills for other people, and also I used to put on a lot of younger people to show them how to do things or create grills for them so they can sell on. And that's something that I can stamp that. There's nobody can tell me anything about that, right? So but I stumbled upon across that randomly. It wasn't something that I wanted to do, but I needed to make money. I needed to sustain myself and help my family and all that kind of stuff. So this is what God brought me. So I took it and I ran with it, and I became very successful in what I was doing. But I always was the person that didn't just want to focus on just jewelry and didn't want to just focus on one place, like say Hatton Garden. I always wanted to go outside of Hatton Garden. I always wanted to travel to other countries, which I did, to just understand more about the inside of jewelry, because of my background is manufacturing design. That's my background. That's what I trained in doing. So that's always been in my mind, and that's something that's what got me into jewelry: the hand making, the process, the manufacturing, the back end, not the diamonds and the glitz and glamour, and giving it to a client and saying that it took us 300 hours to do this when you was on holiday. Why the master craftsman was in a workshop sweating their balls off. So anyway, so I got the chance to now get into the realm of jewelry design. I've always had my own designs. Like I said, my background is manufacturing design. So I've always had my own designs, and it came to a point where I had the opportunity for me to kind of branch out and do something in Mayfair and start my own brand and basically sell my own pieces. Now, like I said, in Hatton Garden, starting out was a lot more easier to make money because if I had a broader range of things to sell, I could sell Cartier, I could sell Bulgari, I can sell diamond earrings, engagement rings, watches, whatever the case is. So money can come from so many different places, and I can access a lot more clientele that want different things, so I can cater to. So that generated more income quite quick. Now, being a jewelry designer, I design what I want to sell, so I don't like to use the word convince, but I need to convince other people to understand that the design that I'm producing is the same realm as you going to a Cartier or Bulgari, and the design I'm producing is not just a one of one, but is a breath of fresh air, something new, something different. And for those fashionistas type of people, they always want to have something that is new that their friends don't have. So creating something like that and almost, kind of having to sell it to get clientele and, building a whole new clientele list, it takes a lot longer and it's a lot harder. And especially with fine jewelry, you have to make the pieces in order for people to see it and sell it. You can't just go to your mate and get a piece and show it, and then if they don't buy it, you can just take it back. Like you have to invest into the designs that you're doing so people can actually see them. You also have to wear them. You wear them around, people see them, you may get a buyer. That's something that I could say that's trial and tested by me. So it takes longer for you to kind of build that clientele list and kind of get yourself into that industry because it's a lot more different. But the great rewards, I would say, is that, you're able to now, you can branch out into the world of jewelry and into the world of artistry, because I see myself as an artist. I'm not a jeweler. That's why I say jewelry design. I focus on design. So I can get into interior design. I can get into sculptures. I can get into being an actual artist. I can get into homeware. I can get into putting my stamp on a car. With my own DNA. So people understand my DNA. So when they see my DNA on something, they know, oh, it's from Chooks Azor, the jewelry designer, or Chooks Azor, the designer, or Chooks Azor, the artist. You understand? So for me, I've always wanted to play the longer part, the bigger game, the longer game, which I've always understood, takes a lot of sacrifice. And, in this life, I'm built to win. And I always believe that, I always want to go, not just against the grain, but I always want to go the hard way. I want to understand how things are done so I can really feel it. So when God blesses me and brings my blessings, I can really appreciate them and understand how I got there. So it's something that will never let go again, you know? So it's been like a crazy journey. And like I said, now, you know, I'm in a better place where I have a solid pair of clientele where I can obviously sell my pieces and building the brand, making things make sense, and, you know, branching out to doing other things. Obviously it takes a lot more longer, it takes a lot more investment. But like I said, the cake is a lot sweeter at the end. And it's something that, you know, you build longevity off and, you know, your family name. So it's something that I really take seriously. And that's what I would say anyway. So being a jeweler was a lot quicker for me to start and a lot quicker for me to make money, but it became very complacent and boring, with, you know, selling the same thing as everybody else and doing custom designs the same place in the same workshops. And now being a jewelry designer, it's been a lot slower, it's been a lot harder, it's taken a lot more investment, but at the same time, the longevity of it is greater, is better, and I enjoy doing it a lot more because of it's kind of something that somebody my age and with my kind of swag, my kind of pizzazz and where I come from hasn't really been able to crack. And you know, slowly but surely, God will make a way, and I will crack it the way that's supposed to be done. So yeah, I would say I'm a lot more happier, a lot more stressed. But at the end of the day, you know, with that stress doesn't come a reward at the end. So you just have to take it how it comes and really focus and keep your head down. So that's what I would say, guys. The difference is now I'm a jewelry designer, UWR Jewelry. Check me out online. Starting to do a bit more YouTube and a bit more TikTok and things of that nature. I'm quite a silent guy. I like to keep myself to myself because that's just the way I am. But I'm a fun market at the same time. Excuse me. UWR Jewelry. I'll be bringing out more videos and stay tuned. Thanks.